Which actor most squandered an otherwise promising career? T.J. Miller fucked up real bad right when Silicon Valley was reaching its peak popularity. Jussie Smollett has to be in the running on this one. One crazy act and he'll never work in the industry again, in addition to the legal issues it has brought him. And #X200B. He was working since 1990 and has been in some pretty big productions. He was hot stuff for a while. And #X200B. All those years of building his career, all that work and that promising future just wiped away in an evening of pure and utter insanity. What the fuck was he thinking? And #X200B. Completely squandered everything he had worked for, in addition to making life that bit harder for real victims of hate crimes. Armie Hammer. Terrence Howard not continuing his role as James Rhodes' War Machine in Iron Man. To be fair, Marvel was lowballing him on money for Iron Man 2. But it would have probably paid off if he continued in subsequent Iron Man, Avengers films. He still seems pretty bitter about the whole thing. Matthew Fox pretty much did nothing after Lost. Misha Barton quit the OC because she didn't want to become typecast. Harrison Ford could have gone on to be a really good Finnish carpenter, even a cabinetmaker. Lilo Brancato. He broke out in A Bronx Tale, was a good supporting character in Crimson Tide, and had a recurring role in The Sopranos. He became addicted to heroin and was involved in a home invasion robbery where his accomplice murdered the off-duty police officer living there. Promising career right down the toilet like in Trainspotting. Lea Michele. The lead in the Funny Girl revival was hers for the taking, but she spent her entire career being mean and difficult to work with, and now, shocker, no one wants to work with her. With her talent, she should have taken Broadway by storm and scored the lead in a hit movie musical or two. And this isn't about her being more or less talented than anyone else in the Glee cast, but her voice and acting style were made for musical theater. Katie Holmes had so many projects going until she got with Tom Cruise. Thora Birch. Though I suppose she didn't squander it so much as her parents sabotaged it. Charlie Sheen. Could have been one of the greats. Went from Platoon in 1986 to Wall Street in 1987 and then shooting his fiancée and future wife of John Travolta, Kelly Preston, in the arm, accidentally, by 1990. And then a series of ups and downs before we all saw the unraveling into Tiger Blood and Winning 2 decades later. This thread has me constantly having to stop and Google people lol. I can't believe nobody has mentioned Mickey Rourke. He was the leading man in a number of successful movies in the 80s, then left Hollywood to become a boxer. His boxing career did so much damage to his face that he required reconstructive surgery. He did return to acting, but his career never returned to anything close to the meteoric rise it had before. Lindsay Lohan. She could have reached Emma Stone status. Rick Moranis would likely be one of the most celebrated comic actors of all time by now, but he gave it all up in the 1990s to raise his kids after his wife passed away. Much respect. Surely this needs to include Danny Masterson or whatever that guy's name was from that 70s show. Combine him with the girl from Smallville and you have some serious messed up stuff. Edward Furlong. Terminator 2, American History X, the man was in so many great things and on his way to become a legend. Then it all went downhill. Such a shame. Jennifer Grey, Dirty Dancing, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, was sensitive about her large nose because of her school years and early acting career. With Dirty Dancing being a hit, she finally had the money to get herself rhinoplasty. Unfortunately, Hollywood disagreed and felt she lost her distinctive look. She was deemed too plain for the big screen and couldn't build off her success. She continued working but didn't get to have a career as leading lady. The one guy who was on Matrix? Forgot his name, but he tried defaming all the actors involved when he was told he will not be coming into the sequels. He is reduced to obscurity now. Instead of strippers, what would you want to see come out of giant birthday cakes? Money. Smaller cakes. The insides of a cake. A physics-defyingly larger cake. The years I'm never getting back. A genie. Happy birthday, Mr. Smithers. RTX 3080 Ti. Nothing, don't touch my cake. The Spanish Inquisition. Ryan Reynolds. As long as they are safe, a big pile of puppies. The Kool-Aid Man. Giant platters of carnitas, white onions, cilantro, and lime wedges. I suppose if they really want to go all out, tortillas would be nice too. Hookers. A stegosaurus. That would be sweet. Cthulhu. Raptor. A big-ass chocolate chip cookie. I'm an older guy, So enough money so that I can survive until I die without having to stoop to eating dog food would be really nice.